Good morning, folks. Welcome to Liberia Shall Rise. This is your host, Stephen E. Keller, aka Dr. Positive. Today's topic is Liberia's future post-election in the views of Adam Smith. I want to bring this topic to you today because I feel it's crucial. It is very important for us today as we look past the election. The elections are over. Liberians need to move on. We need to build our country. We need to build our society. And how can we tap into the minds of the great Adam Smith, one of the world's best economists, to look at the future of Liberia? As you all know, Liberia needs you and Liberia needs me. So we need to look forward to what the future holds for Liberia and how we can bring our country together, how we can unite to build a better and prosperous Liberia. I'm going to play a song actually, about Liberia, and then once that song is finished, we're going to go right into the topic. I'm going to be thanking our president-elect, thanking those who have done well for Liberia to make us to come to this far. So stay tuned. Let's see how we can get more people to come onto the show. But it is great having you on here, and thanks for your support. Let's listen to a little bit of Liberian music, and then we can go into the topic. All right, I'll be joining you soon. You'll be seeing a great Dr. Positive on. Look forward to this show, and I'm excited. Thank you for joining me.
Working for it at all. Join African politics. My people, where you at? Wake up from your slumber, stop sleeping. Wave your hands, wave your hands, wave your hands, wave your. Come on. I know you're sleeping now. You gotta wake up small, yeah? Okay, let's go. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they will not the world. I said we tired with their lies. We tired with their promises that led us to a lot of damages. We tired with that speech they preach indeed, and now unique they deceive us. The thing we saw, it frustrate us. So why did you lie? Why did you steal? Why did you allow the citizens to grieve? See, we just tell you that's why we voted you. But you fool us, you screw us, you use us and later on abuse us. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. They lie. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They betray us so much. I said they lie. The people fool us, the people lie to us. The government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they go knock the borrow. No one to trust. My people, no one to hope on. Nobody. My hope that I have been broken. I'm telling you, brother. So where are the schools? Where are the roads? Where are the jobs that they say they could afford? But they're too selfish. The people tired with their rhetoric.
Welcome to Liberia Shall Rise. I want to congratulate our president-elect, Mr. George Manneh Weah, for becoming the 25th president for Liberia. This is great. This is good news for Liberia. And as you always know, this show focus on everything great that is happening in our country. And I cannot be more proud to be a Liberian today because we proved the world wrong. People were underestimating us. People were devaluing what Liberians are capable of. But today we proved that Liberia means well and Liberia actually want to move forward in the future. So today's topic, we're going to focus on it, but let me just do this for our country. Again, I want to also thank the VP, Honorable Boaka, for such becoming such a statement. You know, he accepted the result of the election, and he proudly said these few things, which I want to quote. He said, we must work to unite our people because Liberia is greater than any of us. We must work to unite our people because Liberia is greater than any of us. We must work to unite our people because Liberia is greater than any of us. That is great coming from the vice president. And another thing he said, which I want to quote again, he said, in everything we do, as I always say, let us think Liberia, love Liberia, and build Liberia. Again, this is from Joseph Boaka. He said, in everything we do, as I always say, let us think Liberia, love Liberia, and build Liberia. Again, I want to thank you all for joining this morning. My name is Stephen E. Keller, aka Dr. Positive. Finally, I want to also thank Honorable our President, Madame Salif, for running our country for 12 long years. You know, without her intuition, without her international love, Liberia was going to struggle a little more. So even though some of us might say she didn't do well, she left us in poverty and things like that, but just the fact that she kept the peace, I want to thank her too for keeping the peace for 12 long years in Liberia. Another thing, again, I want to thank her for a peaceful transition, agreeing to host an election. In many African countries, once you have the international community support, most of our leaders tend to hold on to power. So again, I just want to thank Madam Salif for taking this stand to value our Liberian people. The Liberian people is what that matters. So I want to thank Madam Salif for taking this stand to agree to host an election. Another thing, finally, I want to thank you, ma'am, for not changing the constitution. You know, most Africans will actually change the constitution just to stay in power. You know, she won her first 6 years. She stayed in power. She went for the second term, won the election, and today, we have her here. We have her agreeing that Liberia should move on to the next phase, which is taking on a brand new leader. You know, this is awesome. This is great. This is marvelous. I cannot thank Madam Salif much enough. She's done well for our country, and I'm proud of her as a stateswoman. I mean, she's going to represent Liberia so many ways after this election. Liberia is not the end for Madam Salif, and I'm positive that she's going to do well for the continent of Africa. As you can see, she's already representing the UN or AU in different countries, where she went to Gambia, for instance, as one of the person who advised on the leader for him to leave. You know, so these are great things that our president is already doing, and we pray that God grant her more wisdom and knowledge as she move on. But before she leave, I would say, please leave every money you have for Liberia in Liberia and transition well. Work with your team and help the country to keep our money where it is. You guys shouldn't take all the money from Liberia and take it away from the country. So I'm asking you, I'm appealing to you, Madam Salif, please do that for us. All right. Now, finally, I cannot do this show without actually thanking our Liberian people. Our Liberian people, listen, I'm proud of you. No matter what the world says, I'm proud of you, Liberian people. All of you who stay in Liberia during, before, and after the war, you have held our country so strong that we are so proud of you. I am proud of you, Liberian people. You guys made me proud. As a Liberian, I can boast that today, this week, was one of the best weeks in my life, that we kept the peace in Liberia. We had election. There were issues. We went to court. We solved the problem in court. We had an election, and today we have our leader. You have spoken. You have chosen your leader, and we have a country to run. We have a future ahead of us. We have a great future ahead of us. So this is what this topic is for today, a look into the future of Liberia. What can we do post-election? After the election, what do we do as Liberians? After the election, what do we do as Liberians? So I want to thank you all again for joining this morning. The name is Stephen E. Keller, aka Dr. Positive. The show is called Liberia Shall Rise. Today's topic is Liberia's future post-election in view of Adam Smith. So I will be taking your call at 682-503-9906. Again, I will be taking your call at 682-503-9906. Call me. Let's talk about the future of Liberia. Let's talk about our great country. So at this moment, let me take a musical break, and then we can we can actually go into the topic today, because this is going to be exciting. I just want more people to join us before I continue the topic. So let me bring some song on for you, and then we can definitely go from there. This is a beautiful song. It's a song that the youth put together for Liberia, and I think we all should listen to this song and just live peacefully after the election. We need peace, we need love, we need tranquility in our country right now. So let's live peacefully. Let's do the best for Liberia.
This is our strive, our life. The struggle is left with a common man. We gonna fight and strive to see our nation rise. We want peace in Liberia. Say no to violence. We want peace in Liberia. Say no to violence.
Yeah, peace forever. War, no never. We just saw what the Civil War did. I'm trusting that people won't go back to this. Stop, we see the aftermath. Sensed it around like afterbath. So please don't bring it back to life. Focus on the nation's pride and their reality. Forget the politics, think prosperity. Avoid calamity.
We want peace in Liberia. Say no to violence. After the elections, we want peace in our environment. Vote wisely, forget about the politics. Think about the future and the children and the better day. Pressing your vote like the law you were told. After election, that color will show. We will be ripping the thing that we saw. We will be ripping the thing that we
Liberation,
saw.
what we need in LRB. Don't think you will send us back and go free. So I'm calling all my people, my real good people. No matter where you from, let us share tomorrow.
This is our strive, our life. The struggle is left with a common man. We gonna fight and strive to see our nation rise. We want peace in Liberia. Say no to violence. We want peace in Liberia. Say no to violence. As election is closer, let us keep the peace, cause Liberia's all we have. Politics will pass, Liberia still remains. Don't take it personal, let us be traditional. You are my brother, my sister, my uncle, my auntie, my mother, my father too. Together we can make Liberia better. Raise a flag until we shine and glitter.
Man, I just want peace in LIB. It doesn't even matter who's gonna win, whether that he or whether that she. All we wanna see is peace. We not going back again to that place we used to be. My people, you don't cheat before your kind spoil it in. This is a message from the youth to the older generation. And it's peace, keep it fair. No ugly operation. They think it got to end. No loss on October 10. My mayor gave me chain, let me talk to my people then. After the election, my man, you still my friend. That'll be that stay our land. You gotta
Yes,
understand.
we want peace, we know la peace. But you know we gotta keep it clean. So let's take the lead, keeping it free. And make the world see that we are the change. We gotta believe, we keeping it free. We gotta save our life from another thing. And make our life be a place we can be. Cause peace in all our be is all we wanna see. This is our our strife, apply. The struggle is left with the common man. We gonna fight and strive to see a nation rise. We want peace in Liberia. Say no to violence. We want peace in Liberia. Say no to violence.
You heard me now, that my pen will bleed. Graduate from wars, now we in the school of peace. Shining star in the west, we were meant to be. LIB, oh sweet land of liberty. Gold mines with Africa, old mines. Now we set the record straight on the west goal line. Carrying peace, red up, while election go down. Put your differences aside, let the love go round. Don't let the politics split what God put together. Cause way before election we been brother, different mother. We live on common ground, we all just different thinkers. But when I look at you, I see a future leader. I see your brother, I see your sister, I see your next door neighbors.
Let us not hurt her, but protect her. Mama Liberia is our first love. Just give your best, she deserves. Don't have to feel safe. Brothers, fighting power, we can do it, yeah. JT, don't forget, it cannot be said. Let's join the winning team today. Let us wipe our tears. Americans are not Liberians. The Indians are not Liberians. Our Chinese brothers, them are not Liberians. Let's stop the violence, let's save our mother's land.
Or you belly, let's stick together.
If you love my or you belly,
Let's stick together.
if you mano or you fire,
Let's stick together.
let's
Stick together.
Let's
stick together.
if you kissy or you gola,
Let's stick together.
if you mende or mandingo,
Let's stick
if
together.
you kiyo or you cry,
Let's stick together.
when my bass of people I
Let's stick together. 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 Let's stick together.
The topic is a look at Liberia's future in the eyes of Adam Smith. A look at Liberia's future in the eyes of Adam Smith. So let's go back to our topic. So Adam Smith, as an economist, these were some of his ideas. He said, at its core, trust and empathy are the root cause, the essence of any moral society. He said, at its core, trust and empathy are the root cause, the essence of any moral society. So what is he saying? Adam Smith is advising that if you have a society, you have to create an environment in which the people trust you, in which the people value our leaders, the people believe in their leaders, our leaders allocating the right funds for the right projects. Are we creating the right solutions for our countries? Are we deciding on the right path for our country to take? Right? So these are the things that Adam Smith is advocating. So hold on. I got a call coming in. Good morning. Welcome to Liberia Shall Rise. This is Stephen Keller.
Yeah, how you doing?
How you doing, brother?
What's going on?
I'm
All right, man. How you doing, Dr. Positive?
I'm doing good, brother. I'm doing good.
Good doing.
Thank
All
you,
right, brother.
brother. Thank you for calling, though. Appreciate it.
Bringing about right now, as far as the importance of trust in society, it's so very important.
Indeed.
And in highlighting that, we can see that one of the problems that Liberians have had is trust issues, especially over the last several decades, with all that have gone on. With many atrocities has ripped away the trust, the confidence sometimes that Liberian people have amongst each other, and the absence of trust, it makes it difficult for cooperation and for development to come.
Indeed. Yes, and that's why I'm looking at Adam Smith, because he put it all in simple English for everybody to understand. So that's why I want those that are working with the government, or those that are going to be participating in government. This is for every level of government, from the civil servant all the way to the president. The president cannot do it all. You can have all the policies in place. If you have the corrupt people, it's not going to work. So we need everybody to stand firm and start taking necessary actions to help our countries to do better. Because if we don't have the right people in place, if we cannot trust our politicians, if our politicians are not allocating the right funds for us in the right solution, for the right solutions, then we're going to have issues. So this is why I think this is key. I know everybody is talking about the election result. I think it's good, but we need to put on our shoes, wipe our feet, and get on our hands, get ready to get our hands wet to build our country.
Definitely, and I will do everything in my power to help spread that message. As you know, we have a movement, we have some things on ground, and also amongst diaspora Liberians as well. We all know the statement that John F. Kennedy made one time, to not ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. And if more Liberians can understand the core of that message right there, and how that in Liberia, development is not all about what Liberia can do for you and what you can get out of Liberia, or what you can give, and not necessarily expect something in return, because the return you'll be getting is a better society, a better nation. So I will do everything in my power to help spread that word. It's very important.
So true, brother. So true. And that's what we need, that's what we definitely need. Each of us need to step up and do what we can in our little power, like you, the Liberia Hills movement. Like I was saying, if you watch in the beginning, I was commending the Liberian people for standing strong, especially those who have been there before and during the war. They haven't left Liberia. They are the one that should be thanked today, because they held everything together. Nobody got angry. Those former combatants, none of them got angry and to say, oh, because our person didn't win, we're going to get on the street and fight. So I want to thank the Liberian people for standing up for peace. This is important for our country, so and except like what you are saying, quoting John F. Kennedy, I think this is more time we need it than ever. Liberia needs everybody. People who claim that they are too special for them to be part of Liberia. Some people are even denying that Liberian citizenship, because they don't feel like Liberia is a country worth standing for. So I'm telling them, like, based on what is happening for Liberia, the history that we are making, it's time for all Liberians to stand up and take their place in to make history for Liberia.
That is so true, brother. That is so true, man. So with your platform and platforms similar to it, we can use the media to really engage and to spread this message out there. Let it be a resounding message from the grassroots to the diaspora. And I believe there's a lot of hope, and there are a lot of great things to come. Share the video out to share and let people know what you have going on. And of course, we have the movement. So I just wanted to show support for your program, and thank you for all that you are doing.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. I appreciate your support, and keep doing what you do. We'll keep in touch, and thank you again. If I don't talk to you anytime soon, you have a happy New Year, and I'll get you in 2018. There's more to come. There's more good things for Liberia to come in 2018, and thank you. And I'm glad you were born as a Liberian too. Because we need smart minds like yours in our country.
Indeed. Shout out to the fam out there in Rhode Island there. All the people who tuning in. Y'all know who you are. All the people in Rhode Island, y'all know you.
Thank you, people. Thank you, everybody. Right. Thank you, brother.
Take care.
All right. All right. Thank you, Brother Putu. That was my own brother from another mother in Atlanta, Brother Putu. He runs an organization called Liberia Heals. So he just called. You hear what he said. We all are calling on you to stand up for Liberia. Whatever you can do to help our country rise, we need your help. So let's continue with the theory of moral sentiment. Adam Smith said at its core, trust and empathy are the root cause, the essence of any moral society. If Liberia should rise, if Liberia should rise, we need people that we can trust. If Liberia should rise, we need people that we can trust. We need politicians. We need politicians that we can trust. So we need. So Adam Smith said, the social system we have are the results of human action. They are not the result of human design. Adam Smith said the social system we have in place are the result of human actions, are not the results of human design. So basically what he's saying is, if we design policies to run government, we should follow those steps. For example, if we say we allocate $10,000 to build schools, that $10,000, we should document everything step by step and ensure that that money is allocated towards the specific purpose for which it is intended. Now, if we take that money and then go travel to different countries, spend it on something else, that is not what it was meant for. So right there, we're breaking our designs, we're breaking our policies, we're not following our designs that we put in place to make sure our countries work better. So in order for Liberia to rise, in order for Liberia to develop, we need to have ideas, we need to sit down, we need to bring all the great minds of Liberia together. We need financial people, we need builders, we need architects, designers, we need civil engineers. All of them need to come to this table and say, listen, guys, in 10 years, this is where we want to see Liberia. And then we put that design in place and then start working towards it gradually and solving some of those issues gradually, one bit at a time, and in order for Liberia to do better. So that's what Adam Smith is advocating. And I think Liberia will do better if we follow things like these. Now, he said it is better for the individual to be free to make their own decisions. Now, Liberia, for 12 years now, Ellen has opened up Liberia. The media can speak. We have social media. We have Facebook Live. We have all these platforms that we can use to make our voices heard. As you can see, most politicians in Liberia, they reference social media because they saw the impact we were having as social media journalists and Facebook journalists and all these things. We had some part to play in the election. So let's not stop. Let's use our medium to speak for what is right for Liberia. Those of you who voted for George Weah, we are now calling on you now to hold him accountable for everything. Work with him. If he say go to the farm and make gardens, go and make farm. Start from somewhere. He won't have money to create job for all of you right now. So what we would need from you is to start making farm. Let's focus on something like agriculture first to help develop our country. And then what I will admonish the government to do is to keep building those roads to create market for people to come to bring their goods and services to the market. In that way, we have goods and services flowing back and forth through the country. In order for people to get their goods to the market, in order for people to get their products back and forth, we need people that are working on solutions to make these things happen. So that's what we need: the government to make roads possible. We need the government to make transportation easy for the people. So then the people will be free to move around. And then also us in the media, we have to keep speaking up for what is right and making sure that the people are treated well, and whatever funds or things are allocated for people are put in the right place for the country to move forward. So in order for Liberia to rise again, this is what we need in the future of Liberia. Now, Adam Smith talked about the division of labor, right? He said the more the division of labor, the more the prosperity. The larger the market, the larger the prosperity. So the more people are working, the more money the country will make. The more people are working, the more money the country will make. So, for example, say Liberia, we have, I'm going to use my $1 example again. We have 10,000 people working right now in Monrovia. Those 10,000 people are paying $10 a month. For those 10,000 people are paying $1 every month. That $1, if you multiply it by 10,000, that's $10,000. If you multiply it by 12, that's $120,000 every year the government will be making from taxes. Now, if you take that same 10,000 and put it in all the 15 counties, we'll have 150,000 people working in Liberia. Multiply 150,000 by $1 every month, right? If we multiply $1 by 150,000, we'll get almost in millions. So that's millions of dollars coming to the country in taxes just from increasing the labor force in Liberia, making sure that more people have work, making sure that people have things to do. Even like I said, people can start from simple things like agriculture and ensure that they have food to feed their family. Once we start that from our own selves, if we start doing simple things like agriculture, we can feed our family, and then in that way Liberia can gradually start moving forward. Because until we take a stand and do what is right for our country and contribute our quota to Liberia cannot move forward. So this is why Adam Smith is saying the more we have people working, the more we have people working in the government, the more we have people working privately, the more the country wealth will increase. So in order for Liberia to rise, in order for Liberia to prosper, we need more people to work. And Liberia is not Monrovia. So we need people to start volunteering to work in the rural areas. Take your family and move to those areas. And those of us in the diaspora, what I would admonish us is to start buying land in the rural areas and building our homes, building our houses in the rural area, so that we can have Liberia developing from all levels, not just from Monrovia. Now, if you look at it, Monrovia is getting so crowded that you can't even walk around, you can't even drive around because of the traffic. So if we intend for Liberia to develop on a bigger scale, we need to increase more development in other part of the country. In that way, we are creating jobs for people that are doing architecture. We are creating jobs for people that are masonries. We are creating jobs for plumbers in other part of the country instead of Monrovia alone. So let's look at what else Adam Smith have for us. He said, if you want to know the stage of a nation's prosperity, look at the division of labor. If you want to know the stage of a nation's prosperity, look at the division of labor. Before I go into this, this is Liberia Shall Rise. The topic today is Liberia's future post-election. This is your host, Stephen E. Keller, aka Dr. Positive. I want to thank all of you for watching from around the world. I want to thank you for taking up your time to join me this afternoon. Liberia needs you. Liberia needs me. It is only you and me who will develop Liberia. And I want all of you to know this again, that there is no special Liberia for the Manon people. There is not a special Liberia for the Gyo people. There is not a special Liberia for all our diverse ethnicities. There is only the Republic of Liberia upon which we all stand. So join me. Let's unite as we discuss the future of Liberia. Let's forge a new future for Liberia. So let's continue this topic. Again, these are things that we will have to be discussing as people to make sure our country move forward. So I'm going to continue the discussion. You can call me at 682-503-9906. Again, you can call at 682-503-9906. Okay, each country must do what they do best and trade for the rest. Each country must do what they do best and trade for the rest. So if I may ask, what does Liberia do best? All right, we have rubber, right? We have rubber. Sadly, I may say that we don't own that rubber. But if we own the rubber, I would say Liberia can start manufacturing tires. Liberia can start manufacturing rubber bowls and selling that to other countries. right? Selling tires to the African countries, and then negotiate the contract with Firestone and say, listen, Firestone, we will supply Africa or West Africa, and you can supply the rest of the US and America. You can supply America, Asia, and then we will supply Africa and Europe, or something like that. Let's renegotiate the contract to develop tires in Liberia, to create tires. Even wheelbarrow tires, we can create wheelbarrow tires in Liberia, and in that way, Liberians can have some more jobs to do. In that way, we can create more jobs. So that's something that we have already. We have the resource, which is the natural rubber latex. We have it in Liberia. So let's do something, manufacture something in reference to tires, and we can use those things to now start selling, creating more jobs for people in our country, because this is what will make Liberia to rise. It's not taking money or borrowing money from the World Bank. No matter how much money we borrow from the World Bank, if we don't create some business, if we don't create something to turn our money around, eventually that money is going to run out, and then the next year again we're going to make another budget to go and borrow money from the World Bank. So our leaders, I'm appealing to you, start thinking about ways we can turn our money around. Try thinking about ways we can create some form of business instead of just be a consumption society. Instead of just consuming money, let's do something for Liberians to have jobs. And then to you Liberians in the diaspora, if you have money, now is the time for you to invest in Liberia. Now is the time for you to invest in Liberia. Create businesses, hire people in the rural areas, in those big cities, in the rural areas. Let's create jobs for our people, and some of you could become millionaires just from doing that. So I'm admonishing you, let's use 2018 to partner up and create businesses that we as Liberians can now take over the economy of our country. Let's take over the economy of our country through building jobs, creating jobs, and creating resources for our people. Finally, he said an essential thing about the free market is the voluntary trade between different people. Now, once we have businesses going on, people selling things to create wealth for their family, we won't be worrying about Crown, Guiomano, Sapo, Basa, Gizi, Pele, and all those stuff, because we'll be focusing on making money. Bon County will be selling to Nima County. Nima County will be selling to Guernsey there, because if we have major resources, we have major goods and services that we are providing from these different counties, we will then be selling to each other than worrying about killing each other or worrying about fighting each other or even focusing on the malice of the past. I tell you something, war happens. It's already happened to us in Liberia. We cannot dwell on the past too much. Let's forgive each other in order for Liberia to move forward. Let's focus on creating the best society we can. Let's love one another. Let's unite. Let's come together and focus on creating business. And through business, we all can unite and do better for our country, because Liberia, in order for Liberia to rise, business is going to be the key. In order for Liberia to rise, businesses will be the key. So let's unite on this in this path in order for us to move forward. All right. Now, Adam Smith also talked about something called the hidden hand, which instead of going into it, I'm gonna play a video for you. It's a 2-minute video. Let me just play that for you, and then you can actually see that.
Have you ever noticed that when it's raining, there's someone there selling umbrellas, and when you're at the beach, it's easy to find sunglasses and suntan lotion? Adam Smith told us why.
It is not from the benevolence of the butcher, the brewer, or the baker that we expect our dinner, but from their regard to their own interest. We address ourselves not to their humanity, but to their self-love.
By self-love, Smith means that sellers want to earn a living in order to support their families. To do that, they make the products that they think you and I will want to buy. Not because anyone tells them to, but because it's in their best interest.
So for Smith, what he saw was not mutual selfishness. What he saw was mutual respect, which is an entirely different moral paradigm.
Here's how it works. The prices we're willing to pay send key signals, and Smith used a baker as an example. Hi, this all looks delicious. Could I have a cup of coffee?
Yeah, of course.
And a scone, please? Thank you. But let's say we all want scones and the baker keeps running out. Well, then she can charge a bit more. Seeing the demand and money to be made, other bakers will start offering scones. All throughout the supply line, people spring into action. Farmers see that bakers are buying wheat, so they plant their fields and up production. Truckers see money to be made in delivering wheat to bakers, so they buy trucks and hire drivers. Thank you. So we vote with our wallets, and all around the world people spring into action to satisfy our demands. No one orders them to do this, but every purchase sends a message. As the supply increases, competition forces prices down. Fewer bakers bake scones and things stabilize as supply meets demand dynamically and automatically. This all happens without government intervention, without any trade commissar or man of systems dictating quotas. This is Smith's invisible hand at work. It guides large businesses and even a small baker. Just as the impartial spectator summarizes much of the theory of moral sentiments, the invisible hand summarizes much of the wealth of nations.
He is in this, as in many other cases, led by an invisible hand to promote an end, which was no part of his intention.
When the baker sees that we want to buy bread, she makes the bread so she can make a living. And the other side of the coin is that we get bread.
All right, guys. As you saw the video, that was the video I was talking about. I cannot stress it any further. As Adam Smith said, you know, people, if you encourage people to create businesses, if you encourage people to create jobs, eventually it's going to help businesses to improve. It's going to help businesses. It's going to help businesses to thrive. So that's what we need. We need a government that will encourage trades. We need people. We need a society that will encourage trade. So in order for competition to increase, we need to have that environment where people can trade with each other. We need again, like I said, those of us who have money, we need to go and start businesses in order for our country to move forward. We cannot rely on the government 100% for the country to develop. So this is why this is what will improve or increase competition. Now we have the Lebanese people that own all the businesses in Liberia. It is because of that today, because we Liberians are not stepping up. Some of us are not stepping up to use our resources to create those businesses. So until we Liberians or the Liberian people, even if you don't have the money, let's try and unite and come together and form businesses to make this possible, because that's the only way Liberia is going to rise. This is one of the only way Liberia is going to rise. So please let us come together, form businesses, unite around the cause of making Liberia great. So I cannot stress this any further. I'm so excited because of the election result, but we have to face reality. These things are needed in order for Liberia to rise. We need people to stand up, to use their resources and create wealth. Finally, as trade increases, prosperity increases. Both buyers and sellers benefit from a free market. Both buyers and sellers benefit from a free market. So this is it for me. This is what I had to share with you. Please call in at 682-503-9906 if you want to talk about the result of the election and what do you think about the mindset of the Liberian people. I'm here. I could stay on for a little bit for us to chat, but again, Adam Smith theory is, I hope our leaders are reading these books. I hope our leaders are reading these theories so that they can start putting ideas together for Liberia to rise. Again, the labor of a nation inhabitants increases its wealth. That is a major source of its wealth. The productive capacity of a people increases the nation wealth. The productive capacity of a people increases a nation wealth. So the more people are producing, the more people we have doing different things, the more people we have involved in different fields, the more Liberia will become wealthy. So please, as you learn As you go to college, as you take on new degrees, look at what you can do to contribute your share of education to Liberia. Look at what you can do to contribute to Liberia's wealth. So let us all unite around this cause of making Liberia great. Let us bring our knowledge, our power, whatever skills you have. Let's put it together to make Liberia great. Liberia needs you. Liberia needs me. And let's focus on the positive for once. Let's focus on the positive. Liberia had made a great history. Liberia is setting trend for politics in Africa. Most African countries, you find that election happen, people die. Today, our election is over. We have the result. People are jubilating, and we are happy that up to this time we haven't had any catastrophe much yet, but we pray that Liberia remain peaceful. We pray that Liberia stay peaceful for the George Weah term, and we wish George Weah best of luck in his presidency, and we pray that God give him wisdom and strength. There was this great song I used to sing when I was in church back in the day. It's a great King Solomon asked God to give me wisdom to rule my nation. Great King Solomon asked God, my Lord, give me strength to rule my nation. So I wish God gave George Weah strength and wisdom to rule Liberia. So and finally, in order for productivity, in order for success to happen in a country, we need a people that focus on creating the environment for businesses to move forward, creating the environment for people to move forward, for people to sell their goods and services. If we don't have roads, if we don't have the infrastructure to sell, people are not going to have the opportunity to make money. If we don't have, if we continuously keep Liberia as Monrovia, people are going to struggle for a long time because the wealth is circulating in that one area of the country. So until we decide to decentralize Liberia and focus on developing our hinterlands, Liberia is going to still struggle. So let's pray that our government, our new government, focus on decentralization and creating wealth in other part of the country. Finally, Adam Smith was someone that trusts in humans. He said, if we give you some space and protect your basic rights, you can find a way to improve your own life. We don't need to do things for you. We just need to stop doing things to you. So what Adam Smith is saying, that we don't need to keep doing things for our people. We need to create the environment for them to thrive. We need to create an environment for people to sell their goods and services. We need to create an environment where police can work peacefully and not only be known as people that take bribes. We can create an environment where teachers can teach in their schools successfully without worrying about taking bribe because they have salaries that can feed their family. We need environment where students can go to school free of worrying about being sexually molested. We can create an environment where students can also focus on just learning and doing the best. In that way, people are creating ideas. People are creating new ideas in our schools. We can focus on engineering. We can focus on innovation and things like that in order for Liberia to rise. Now, in order for Liberia to rise, we need everybody who have those knowledge and skills to not be selfish. As I think this was Nelson Mandela said, we need leaders not in love with money. Either Nelson Mandela or Martin Luther King. I didn't get the person name, but sorry guys, this is not plagiarism, but somebody wrote this thing and said, we need leaders not in love with money, but in love with justice, not in love with publicity, but in love with humanity. So we need leaders in our government today that are in love with the people, that are in love with doing the right thing. We need people that are patriotic, people that love Liberia for what it is, people that love Liberia for what it is. So that's what we need in our country today. So guys, again, thank you for joining Liberia Shall Rise. I'm going to switch to some songs and stay on for maybe another 5 minutes as the music play. If you want to talk to me, please call me at 682-503-9906. I want to thank you all for watching from around the world. I'm going to try to review to see if we have any new comments and stuff. But if not, I said thank you for staying with me. Thank you for being here watching. Share this if you are just watching this video. Thank you. I'm here every Saturday at 11 o'clock talking about the future of Liberia. What can we do to make Liberia to rise? So thank you again. Thank you for joining me. I really appreciate your time. And before I go, I have something I used to do, and I would like you to say this prayer with me. It's a prayer for Liberia. It says, dear Lord, please help Liberia to prosper and give me the strength and wisdom to play an integral role in this process. Dear Lord, I ask that you make Liberia one of the best places to live for its people and visitors. Oh Lord, let Liberia become a beacon of peace, love, and prosperity. Dear Lord, let Liberia rise over land and over seas. Amen. So let's listen to one or two songs. And guys, thank you very much. Thank you. I love you. Liberia love you. Liberia needs you. And we all thank you for being here. Thank you so much. Share the video. Tell somebody that Dr. Positive was here. Dr. Positive, thank you to the Liberian people. Thank you to George. Congratulations to all of you who ran a strong campaign and everything. But Liberia needs you more. The election is over. So let's love one another. Let's stand up for peace and just.
Now I bring the boy every day. So they can survive.
The people are tired of war. The leaders can't agree.
There were no food other than were dry or more than scatting top.
Been around the world, but I'm coming home. Somebody tell my mama that I'm coming home, yeah. Let come watch your picture, yes, I'm coming soon. Some people, yeah, don't worry, cause I'm coming home, yeah. It's been a long time, but I'm coming home. Somebody tell my family that I'm coming home, yeah. Let come watch your picture, yes, I'm coming soon. Some people, yeah, don't worry, cause I'm coming home, yeah. I've been in the country almost 14 years. Sometimes I wonder what the hell I'm doing here. Time to go back home, time to pay a visit. Time to go back home just to act frisky. Mama in the kitchen cooking bread and butter. Cherry in the corner drinking daddy water. Daddy kinda likes that me, I keep on missing. React by na men and playing Mawa eating. React by na junior playing jumping rope. That's everything I say, I'm not telling joke. That I be life is beautiful. Even though they walk, we stay unstoppable. They keep on pushing in, yo, they come together. We shall overcome under any weather. I coming home soon, just let motion picture. Somebody run quick and go tell my mother. Been around the world, but I'm coming home. Somebody tell my mama that I'm coming home, yeah. Let come motion picture, yes, I'm coming soon. People, yeah,